Yeah, don't do anything illegal. All right, welcome back to the Edumacation podcast. I'm August Jalakas. I'm here with
Justin, and we are your hosts.
Excellent. Today's video is sponsored by
The Endless Pencil.
Yes.
So the Endless Pencil, it never ends.
Yeah.
And what's great about it is, I have one. I thought I had one here. Oh, you know what? I left. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So it kind of looks like a marker, but it's a pencil.
Wow.
Yeah. And I love mine because I use it all the time.
Yeah.
I just put it down on the table, and then I take a more modern technology and just take notes on my computer, and then the pencil never ends.
Ah.
Yeah.
So what?
I think users can get a discount code.
Yes. The code is Edumacation. You spell it as it sounds. This video is also sponsored by Big Oil. It goes on food.
Not your car.
Not your car. Use code OILEducation. Again, as it's spelled. So let's get right into it. I'll start us off. I'll kick us off here. So I have a strategy called 3-2-1 strategy. I don't fully understand it because this is not my original strategy. I found it online, but the whole concept is that you either work up to something or you break it down, right? 3-2-1. So let's say you have, for the topic of history, the War of 1812. You have the students, let's say, list 3 battles during the War of 1812, Queenstown Heights, Battle of Lake Erie, and Lundy's Lane.
Sure.
And then you have the students maybe break down 2 things. So maybe 2 important individuals who participated in these battles, Isaac Brock and Tecumseh. And then maybe the last one is a more overarching idea.
3-2-1.
3-2-1. So three battles, 2 important people, 1 overall reason, like what's the overall effect these battles had on the war. So this, let me look at my notes exactly.
How do they use, why is this beneficial? What does it do for students?
It helps students synthesize knowledge, right? It's what's it called? It's an education graphic. Right? It has the students, it's about synthesizing learning, it's about inquiry. It gets the student thinking of, well, hold on, yeah, what is the one thing that you could sort of get from all 3 of these? And this strategy is applicable anywhere, right? What's your 3 favorite movies? What are the 2 themes present in those movies?
What did these movies do during the time they were made and the effect it had?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, how do these movies make you feel? 3-2-1.
I've never legitimately thought about that, to use that as a strategy. That's really cool.
Or you could do it the other way, 1, 2, 3. So maybe you start with an overarching thing, and then go with 2, then it gets finite.
So you can use a funnel method or the opposite way.
Exactly.
Nice.
And that's a 3-2-1 strategy. What do you have?
Well, my first strategy, I'm a high school music teacher, so it's based on arts education. And one of them for music is improvisation. So this is a process that is used with prior knowledge of music theory. And it's perfect for...
we have a special guest.
But yeah, it's used for understanding how to solo, perform, how to use melodies and concepts, in music theory to portray ideas. And it's great. Students are allowed to create and be super creative, and allows them to understand how to put something together without writing down on music. It allows them to solo in front of their peers, and it's great for understanding that music is not always not on sheet. It's not always written on staff paper. It's not always. It can be improvised in the spot.
So imagine I'm your student. How would you use this method on me,
So this is an amazing cognitive.
So explain to me as if I was a student. What are your instructions?
So my instructions to you are using prior knowledge in theory. So melodies we've learned, harmonies we've learned, stuff like this, to improvise over music we play.
Okay, so like, would one student be like, and then another student's like, ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Basically,
You know?
yeah.
Okay.
You know, I love about education
Yep.
is that there's a variety of options to obtain the same strategy.
Mm-hmm.
So you can improvise over creative music.
Okay.
You could improvise in different genres that you learn. So
Mhm.
jazz, blues, rock.
Okay, so I think I understand. So one of the things, I play the bass guitar,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the things I've done is I'll have an A minor blues backing track,
Yeah.
and just sort of improvise on that, like work on like the scales.
Mm-hmm. And what I love about that is that it's not as much of, oh, we're learning how to improvise during this concept or halfway through a unit.
Mhm.
It's everything you've learned in one big box,
Yes.
and you have to present this. And knowing this and understanding the concepts
Okay.
will show in how well you improvise.
All
So it's a
right.
great way for the teacher to check in, how's their understanding, and it preps students for, in my opinion, the real world of music.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to talk about the Frere model.
Oh, shoot. I love the Fair model. Sorry,
Are we
the first one
censoring?
I was like, I had no idea, but
Is this podcast rated PG?
I think
Let's keep
we
it-
only have one fan.
Hey.
And she doesn't mind a few
Yeah,
swear
exactly.
words.
So I want to talk. I don't think you can see this at all. I'm gonna have to get closer. I want to talk. Just like, yeah, like one of those
There
rap
we go.
videos. Like,
Yeah.
hey,
The
I want
fisheye
to talk
lens.
to you about the Frere model. You know, you put your term in here. We got definitions, boticis. You draw it. You give an examplicious, non-example. So stupid.
Anyway, so you see the Frere model there.
Yes.
How it's set up.
The Frere model is, honestly, I love the Frere model. I think it is a fantastic tool. It can be used for anything, right?
I know we know what it is. Explain to our fans.
Yes. Well, I think we did in our cool.
Oh, in our cool rap.
Yes. So you grab it. You find yourself a term that's related to the topic you're studying.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say we're studying geology, right? What's a term like from geology, like a rock? Granite.
Sure.
Yeah, so I'm going to write granite down.
I wish I had granite countertops. Don't you?
Ooh, but that's an example. So you put down
Oh.
granite countertop.
No way.
But then what's the definition of granite, right? Like you can. So if you're just starting off the topic, if you're just starting off the course, you can use this as an exploratory device. You can say to the students, all right, we're going to pick a term, and then you need to go out, find out what this is, and then write about it. Or this can be used at the end of the course to sum up their knowledge, right? Like hopefully by this point in the course, you already know what granite is.
Yeah.
You can say, oh, well, it's an igneous rock that's found in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Ba, ba, ba. All right, draw it. Well,
This is what it looks like.
it's a rock.
Yeah. He drew a square. Which
Yeah, it's
does not look like a rock, but
It's a-
represents a rock.
You know, I'm gonna put polka dots on it. It's a
Perfect.
rock.
Granite.
And then some non-examples. What are some non-examples of granite?
Limestone.
Yes. And then we'd write that down.
Okay.
And what I really like specifically the non-example, because it really gets the students. It's inquiry. It's inquiry based.
Yeah,
It gets
yeah,
the
yeah.
students thinking about. Well, hold up. What is this not?
Yeah.
You know-
What do I not
Like
know?
maybe say if
Basically.
it's a more vague term like bird. You know, what is not a bird? A plane.
Yeah.
You know, what's not a bird? Maybe if they want to get really precise, maybe something that was a bird and is no longer a bird, like a pterodactyl. Okay, I know that's not a bird, but it's not a bird. It's a non-example. So I think, yeah, as I said,
It really works on critical thinking skills. I
Mhm.
like that.
and you know what? You can get kids drawing. I think kids love drawing,
Mm.
and I think this is a fantastic tool.
Nice. Okay, back to the music side of things. Sight reading. Okay, so this is a, what is it, first of all, for the non-musicians out there? Sight reading is basically, you've never seen the music before in your life, you look at it, and you play it. So you have to use many strategies that you've learned on your instrument, and ability to read notes. But it's great because it's, in my opinion, the essential the essential for music reading or music in general, because at some point or another, we're going to get a new piece, or you're going to get a new piece, and as a student, you're seeing it for the first time, you're sight reading. Every time you get a new piece of music, you're sight reading.
Yeah.
So it's super essential, but I love it because it's developing reading skills, problem solving, self-confidence. Yeah, it helps students learn and approach theory without the conductor's assistance, which is amazing. And yeah, it's something that you can use as a strategy at every single level of musicianship.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So could you give me an example of, or I think you already gave an example.
Well, I got some specific examples. So basically, oh yeah, I like so weekly sight reading.
Okay.
I did this in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, it was super fun. And when kids get comfortable enough with it, because at first sight reading is, you sight read at first, but if you've never been in a situation where that has to happen, then you take it home, you learn it, you make your mistakes, and then you don't, maybe younger students haven't had this opportunity as much, but then they get comfortable with it, and you can then, as in my experience, we went at lunchtime and sight read just random simple tunes.
Okay.
You make sure that it's at a level that's just under what they can do, so that's easy and approachable.
Yeah.
And then you're at like confidence of performance, understanding of note reading. It's a beautiful strategy to help.
Okay. I think before we go over to the other thing, I want to hit stop on this video. That way we have multiple takes, and if we do one video. All right, so we're back. I'm going to kick us off again.
Sorry for that commercial.
Oh yeah. And we're back from the commercial break.
Do we have another sponsor?
No.
Wow. So if you want to sponsor us and help our future
Lynn.
careers,
Can you
Lynn.
sponsor us? Can we put you on our resume or something?
Early pension plan?
I actually already have a pension.
Whoa.
With the city of Toronto, right?
This guy has a pension already.
Well, I'm not taking money out of it, but I'm putting money in. So that's pretty.
Hey, you know what they say? Don't let a pension be the only reason you teach. Am I right?
I teach because I love it.
Exactly.
I'm teaching my roommate. We're just talking now, but I'm teaching my roommate how to drive. And
automatic.
Yeah, automatic. But I just love teaching. And clearly, if he crashes the car, I don't think he's insured. So I'm fucked. If he crashes it into someone else, oh fuck. But it's fun. And after we go driving, he told me that, hey, you're a really good teacher.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so, I think as natural teachers, we're always on in a way. So I realized when I reflect on all the jobs I had that were minimum wage or anything I did that wasn't really related to teaching, I'm always trying to be like, hey, do you need help with this? And what can I break this down?
Yeah.
And, oh yeah, you don't understand it.
And I think maybe trying to bring it back to our toolkit, I am using tools from what we've learned, right? I'm trying to obviously I think it's hard to figure out what's a tool that I could use in driving, but
the Frere model?
Yeah, the Frere model while driving.
So fill us out.
Oh yeah, math bingo while driving. Hold up. Okay, no. Bingo, or
Your example is driving now.
Yeah, no, okay, I have an idea. So one of the things I have in my worksheet, I'm going to pretend this is part of my toolkit, but math bingo. So in this activity, students are provided with a bingo sheet, and instead of the instructor generating the numbers I-25, the instructor will generate a formula, so 2 times 20.
Oh, nice.
And then the student's going to be all right, 40, 40, 40. How can that be translated over to maybe driving? Would it be possible to maybe have a bingo sheet of road signs? And then... I have one. It's a bingo sheet of road signs, but you have one sentence and another sentence, boom, that's this road sign. So an emerging sign or something, or stop sign. Everyone has you say stop sign, I have one right fucking there.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's
on the board,
it'll be the definition. It's a red octagon that tells you to do stop.
Right.
And then it's like, stop.
Stop sign. Yeah.
So that's. I just went off on a tangent.
But that is that's the thing about teaching is that it's applicable
But I think
everywhere.
also with teaching, especially with activities like math bingo or with road sign bingo, it's about making it an activity, making it fun, but also, this isn't something we really got into in these courses, but the whole idea of like when you're learning a new language or something, when you learn something and like recollecting it, like putting it away and then coming back after a minute and looking like, oh, okay, so that's a stop sign.
Oh, shoot.
That's what I think math bingo can do.
Right.
Or like these more fun games like
what is that called? Not short-term memory or something like that. There's a better term for it, but something.
You want to continually activate it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be the end of my. I'm going to stop talking.
Yeah, no, that
I'm going
sums
to
up.
take it back over to you.
Okay, so my next strategy, I really want to go back and forth with this because
Okay.
it's not only with music, and I think this is important for education right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. My best friend is an electrician. I'm going to talk about technology, and he said, and every single year, every single prof, every single time he gets into a, because now he's doing his qualifications, they all say, by the time you read this and finish this and do this work and know how to do this, it's going to be out of date, there'll be a new technology. So, and it's just exponential. It keeps getting faster and faster and faster and faster. Self-driving cars, I don't want to go on and make this podcast about technology.
Technology!
Yeah.
Is there anything
But,
scarier than
yeah,
technology?
but my strategy is incorporating technology. It's super important.
Yeah.
So I just want to like, what are your thoughts on that? Because I have a huge spiel
So,
of
like,
music with it, but
I think with like, it's continuous learning. And that's what we get in with teaching.
Mhm.
One of the things they're always drilling into us when we want to become teachers is that as teachers, it's our ethical duty to continue to learn new strategies.
yeah, and improve the profession.
Yeah. And is that like what you're trying to get at? Or?
Yeah. So basically, I like that. Keeping up with like the times, basically, is what, for lack of better terms.
Yeah.
And I also think too that it addresses students that are super tech savvy and learn best through that platform. So you have you can access many different types of learning styles. Yeah, and I also think too that right now, back to the music thing, as a music teacher, that DAWs, so digital art workspace. Yeah. So this is like Logic, GarageBand, all this kind of stuff. That's, I would say, like, what? I don't want to make up percentages here, but we're a podcast, so who cares? 80-ish% of music is made through these DAWs. Yeah. So it's good skill. It's a good skill to learn. My other thing, this is my example. So obviously I'm not going to say the obvious example. You can teach DAW, like digital art workspace, and then they can make projects and they can record their stuff. Like, that's obvious. The cool part is using the technology to further understanding. So not just have like, this is what echo or reverb is, pull it up on a DAW, have a song that does not have any echo on it, put some reverb on it, which is echo, same thing, vice versa, and then they can hear it without. Then they have it on a test and like, oh, I remember that when we were in class. And because for me as a student, everything I remembered, because I'm a musician, is auditory. So I really remember the way someone says something, or how a story was told, or the expression from a play or a dramatic performance or anything like this. So, yeah.
All right, I want to get into a classic.
Here we go.
Of any English class, literature circles.
Oh.
I love literature circles. So I think one of the things that we've been trying to get away from in class is assigning reading as homework.
Like individual, read from chapter this to this, come back, comment on it.
We're going to come back and we're going to...
It was popular when I was in school and I didn't do it.
Yeah. And so I'm going to talk about my practicum for a bit. When I was at my practicum, we were reading this book called No Fixed Address. It was published in 2018. I forget the author. Super good book. It's about this kid who is homeless. And so it's talking about like his struggles, like, and he doesn't start homeless. Like, we see the progression of him going into homelessness with his mom. And we see how his mother's actions and what she does contribute to this. And it's a really, so it's the main character, Felix, he's a middle schooler, right? He's only 12 years old. But it talks about some really heavy topics. And at the start of my practicum, we decided, okay, we're not going to put them into literature circles right away. Me and the prof will read through the book, and we'll continually ask the kids, like, well, what do you think of that? You know, and
like
I think,
aloud to the class kind of deal.
And I think that's one of the weaknesses of a literature circle. If there is a topic that is dicey, like in the book, it's implied that she has an affair.
Right.
There's implied masturbation.
Wow.
But it's like the main character, they're living in a van.
Right.
So he says to the audience, like, oh, well, I want to do things that, you know, normal 12, 13-year-old boys want to do and can't really do, and their mother is sleeping right next to them. You know, like,
so you do need that
stuff.
teacher-assisted stuff in that case.
But I think that's the only con of this strategy.
Right.
I do want to quickly, with the implied masturbation, only one kid got it.
Whoa.
And he was like...
Only one student?
Only one student got it, but he was like, oh! And I'm like, okay.
So...
It was funny.
Yeah, this might be a conversation for another podcast because I have so many thoughts running through my head right now.
But anyways...
No, I'm just kidding, I'm kidding. Well, I mean, like, that, okay.
So I want to get back to literature.
One kid only got it? That's
only one kid got it, or like, vocally was like, oh? He was a fun kid.
That's so funny. Always the clown in the class.
But all right, so the strategy is literature circles. What I like about literature circles is I don't really like reading. So you get the kids to read.
That's true.
You have them read in class. You don't like send them home with work. You have them read in class. But what's nice about a literature circle when they're reading in class is, and this is what we have them do, we assign them roles. Not everyone's reading. So the roles that we assigned were the reader. They read the book. Simple as that.
There could be a couple of them.
Yeah. You have the illustrator. While the person's reading, they're going to draw out what's happening in that chapter.
Whoa.
You have the questioner. Yeah. He's going to be taking on the role of the teacher and asking the group, hey, so what's going on here?
Prompted questions.
Yeah, prompted questions. Then there's the manager. Their job is to keep the group on task, make sure that all of the people in the group are participating in the discussion.
Following along.
And then my favorite role, the word wizard.
I love that name, the word wizard.
Their job is just to think about, like, hey, this is an interesting word. I don't know what that means.
Nice.
Let's write it down. Or like a sentence, a phrase, like if it's unknown or if it's important to the story, they write it down.
I also teach French. That's an amazing strategy for French. Unknown words and then just words that are like, what? Exactly. And like we tell the kids, hey, you don't need to have this role every class. You can switch it up. You know, so you don't need to be the reader every time. If you want to be the reader every time, excellent, go ahead. But we were like, hey, so we want to keep on a schedule. We gave them a quota. You need to complete this many chapters by the end of the week. So the manager's job is to make sure that the group's on task. Oh, nice.
So when you get
there's like a check-in at the end of the week.
When you get to the end of the week, you could like sit down with the class and say, so how are you guys doing? Like, especially the manager or the questioner, you could ask them, like, hey, so what discussion points did the class bring up? Or did your group bring up?
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Should we stop the video?
Yes, let's stop it again.
Gotcha.
That's why she has both things. Welcome back to the podcast.
Yeah. That's a lot of ad breaks.
Yeah, still no sponsors. There's just black screens with nothing on it.
Yeah, for like 30 seconds.
Yeah. If we get enough followers, we might get paid by YouTube.
Oh, okay. Yo, could you imagine?
Yeah, Lynn and her whole family. Okay, so I believe we're on a strategy for music again.
Yes.
Composing. Yes. So, I could explain it. It's basically writing melodies, harmonies on paper.
Yep.
The reason I put the technology and then the composing, so the technology is putting it on an electronic form. This is legitimately writing on staff paper.
Okay.
Yeah. So original ideas.
Yeah.
Not original ideas.
So I think I have like a basic understanding of music.
Mm.
I've been playing the bass guitar for the past 10 years now.
Yeah.
And I've always found composing kind of difficult because I feel as though everything I write has to be like original.
Yeah.
And I know now that I'm older, hey, that doesn't have to be true. Like I could take the intro of Despacito and then maybe lead it into,
So
Tequila.
okay, so this is why I should have put, and I might have to do this, is composing / arranging.
Mm-hmm.
So because this is what it is, it's just still creative, critical thinking to make ideas and write them down for yourself. The funny thing that you're saying that is that I've always believed, and from my own experience, composition and arranging doesn't happen early enough in education.
Okay.
So I think it can happen on such a minute level. Like you don't have to be creating a whole piece. Like you're saying, it has to be original idea. How long is it? Like for me, myself, we're so critical. So I think if we do it earlier, it helps students not be so critical of themselves. Oh, I can do this. I've done this 100 times. Da da da.
Mm-hmm.
But it can also be used for learning specific theory concepts. So it doesn't have to be. You can help students get experience with composition, and not have them feel that like, oh my god, like I'm creating a whole song to myself. What if like Beyonce hears this and oh my god, stuff like that. It doesn't have to be that pressure.
Yeah, like I think one of the aspects of music that is so important is, quite frankly, is theft. When you're arranging, when you're composing, you're stealing from other works.
Yeah.
Like I think of Anaconda by Nicki Minaj. She's stealing like bits from I like big butts and cannot lie. It's like, oh my god, Becky, look at her butt, dude.
I think
I
funny
have
thing
that
about
song memorized.
I have that original memorized, like the Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah, Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Love that. I knew that song too young.
It's such a fun song though,
Kids know it too. That's what's funny. Oh shoot! Now I can't remember what I was gonna say about it, but
We're talking about theft when composing.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the thing is that music theory, believe it or not, that's what music theory teaches you to do.
Yeah.
So it's all about in classical theory, it reflects on Beethoven's work, Mozart's work, and it's imitating what they did. So if you get kids comfortable with that, they're prepared to make their own music. It's such a confidence booster for them.
And I think that's one of the reasons why I like. When I'm working with kids, I love framing the most basic thing as like a crime. We're going to steal Dies Irae, rearrange it a bit, and then make that our bass track, Because that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
You listen to any movie where they talk about death, and it's like the same 6 notes or something.
Yeah.
But rearranged slightly, so it's like, ooh.
Right. Different genres of music do this in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
So I love it for end of units because you can just take we're learning ballet or we're learning pop.
Yep.
And then okay, try something in this style, Yeah. Anyway, so this is one of my favorites, so I can go on. I do a lot of arranging myself, so I love this concept or this strategy. Sorry. But yeah, what's your next?
Okay. I think, are we at 5 yet? I think I might be on my 5th one.
Okay, I'm on my 5th one. We have one more to go.
Oh boy.
Okay, well, I gotta say something before we end our podcast today.
Well, we're not ending it yet. This is my 5th one.
We're not done.
We're not done.
Okay, sorry. I just want
to Don't turn that dial.
Yeah, sorry.
We're not done.
Yeah.
I want to talk about small.
We'll be back next week though.
I want to talk. Really? I want to talk about small group presentations.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if you're in that class. You're not in my history class, but
history. I'm not great at that.
I love history, but one of the things that she did inspired. I love this idea. So, small group presentation. It's the same thing as a regular presentation. You say to the kids, "Okay, you're going to present. Get ready."
Right.
Give them a week. Have them make a PowerPoint. They can really be presenting on anything. Maybe I want to present my gotta self-plug.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because I do sell skateboards. Hey, maybe I want to present my skateboard I made,
Always using the podcast to self-plug this guy.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, listen, we don't have his sponsors. I gotta make money somehow.
Yeah, right. Tim Hortons, though.
Yes, Timmy's.
If they want to sponsor us, we've been drinking Tim Hortons the whole time.
Where was it?
Group presentation.
Present anything.
Yes, yeah.
But instead of having the kid present in front of the whole class, because that's fucking terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
You have them present to 4 to 5 people.
Oh,
Small
see, I was
group presentation.
Okay. It was funny because I'm thinking I didn't want to ask the question, but I was sitting here like small. I'm like, you mean a small number?
So,
no, presenting to a small amount of
yes.
people. Way less anxiety and like.
Yeah, it's still one person, or you can even like have a
Right.
duo presenting,
Mm-hmm.
but you're only presenting to 4 or 5 people.
Nice.
Now, what I love about the strategy, and this is what I noticed when we were doing it in my history class. One, it's fast. You can get through like 30 presentations in like 3 days, 5 days.
Yeah, because you're setting up stations in the class?
Yeah, like let's imagine each kid takes 20 minutes to present.
Yeah.
Right? You're not having, and let's imagine the class is 50, so 2 per day.
Sure.
If you're doing to the whole class.
Oh,
That's a nightmare.
nightmare.
But
We've
with
been
the
through that
small
already.
group, with the small group presentation, you can have 5 to 6 kids presenting, and they're rotating around the room. So let's imagine you're a presenter.
Yeah.
Let's say, hey, we have a small group. I'll say to you, okay, you're going to present to this small group for 20 minutes, and then in 20 minutes, you and the 5 other presenters are going to rotate to another group.
So I'm at this person now.
Yeah, you're at this group now.
Yeah, whatever that group is. Then another 20 minutes goes by.
And then the class is over.
Wow.
I just had 5, 6 presenters present at the same time.
Just like that.
From an assessment point of view, obviously you're not going to be able to watch every presenter. But are you really going to be watching every presenter anyways? As the teacher, you can rotate around the presenters.
And you hear a little bit, and
you can hear
as a teacher, you'll know.
And the kids are going to be submitting their Word documents, their presentation notes, their PowerPoint to you anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So you can take the content from that.
In the same way, we're handing our notes to you, Lynn.
Hey. And then you can look at their communication skills in person. And another thing that I liked about this strategy was it promoted more discussion. Because, when you're presenting in front of the class, it's this very formal activity. It's like, okay, and now any questions? And then the kids are like, Well, you can't really go during the presentation when they're right in front of you.
When there's few of you.
And because it's only 4 to 5 people in the group, it feels more comfortable to say, I don't really understand that. Can you provide an example? It's a conversation. And I think it's a much more organic and fun way of doing presentations.
Right. It also gives people, you can get a lot more information into your students.
And I think some of the negatives, I think we already talked about, the teacher has to rotate around.
Yeah.
But so you're not able to see the whole presentation everyone does.
It's not the biggest deal.
But that's not the biggest problem for me.
Yeah.
Students are not going to see all the presentations. But I also think that doesn't fully matter. Because I think if you're heavily invested in the total 4, 5, 6 presentations you're going to see during the course of the week, you'll remember those presentations.
Right.
Like, oh, this kid did a really great presentation on geodes, and I'm just going to remember everything from that.
The personable aspect makes it easier to remember too.
So I might not use this when, I think one thing that I always see my professors do is they put the onus of teaching the rest of the class on us. So it's I might not have my students, I think this is more of a culminating thing.
Right.
They already know somewhat about geos.
Sure.
But now they're getting a deeper dive.
Yeah.
And I think if you were going to take the 3 weeks it takes to do the whole class presenting in front of the whole class, are you going to really remember all 30 presentations? No. And another negative, it's loud. You need a lot of space.
Okay,
if you have 4 to 5 kids all presenting at the same time, obviously you're going to say, "Oh, indoor voices, please." But you're going to have to find a library or a gymnasium to sit down and work in. I think this is a fantastic strategy. Sure, it's a presentation, but it flips it around. It makes it.
So I did this in high school actually. We did historical figures.
Ooh.
And you had to dress up as the historical figure and be a statue in the gym. So you're like a statue, you couldn't move.
Okay.
And you could only speak. And anybody in the school was invited to come walk around. Anybody.
Dude.
Yeah. And so we're all in the gym and I'm dressed up as this person. Okay, so the funny story about this, I had to say this story because it's so funny, is that I think the name that I...
When the sync's running?
Oh yeah, I can't hear.
We're recording. Stop using the sink.
Anyway, so so I picked it. So again, history has been a problem for me since the get-go. I picked a name that to me sounded like a boy's name.
Uh-oh.
It was a girl's name.
Okay.
So I had to dress up as like 1800s woman, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I had to walk to school just like dressed as a woman. Like you had to change in the bathroom and the gym was all the way. Anyway.
That's fun.
It was a good time. Yeah.
That's it for me.
I have one more strategy.
Like, I'm fine with running down my list. Okay, go through your strategy.
Yeah.
What if that's like the final like hurrah?
We go.
We go through like our list and just like smash or pass.
Yeah, sure. Oh, that'd be fun. Like a yes or no.
Smash or pass.
Okay. So my the ones I have for my 10 are generic. So you're not gonna just go back to where it's not music related. Yeah. Okay. So anyways, that'll be fun. So the last one I have is method books. So this is super important for music. Method book is I'm just gonna read what I have because it's hard to really explain what they are. But it took me a while. But I said that it's an instructional tool used to teach instrument technique and music reading, often used to teach in a band setting. Each instrument's book in the series includes the same exercises. So this allows beginner musicians in a setting to learn at the same rate. Allows the conductor to follow along all at the same rate, and it shows you how to hold instruments, fingering, how to play notes, and where they are in the musical staff. So that, and there's many series of them. Yeah. And so it helps. It just helps with it. Just I don't know how to explain the method books to say what it does. Obviously, musicianship, professionality, organization to know systematically learn through the book. Like it's those are obvious things. But for me, this is music conductors in high schools have been using this since high schools have been around. Yeah. Or since the method books existed. They are literally what you use at the beginning of a band class. You put it up there. Okay, we're gonna warm up our instruments, the brass, and our mouths. Boom. That's what you do every single time. Okay, we're learning a new scale because the next piece we're gonna do has that scale. Like stuff like this. So it's very it's like a tool to use.
I got nervous. I heard a knife behind me.
But yeah, it's a tool to use to help with everything performance-based. Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to pause this.
And then we're going to go to the fire round?
Yeah. Okay, welcome back to the lightning round.
Ooh. So believe it or not, we have other strategies that we came up with.
Yes.
No way.
So I have my list.
I have my list.
Should we alternate, or should I just go through my list and then?
No, you list, and
I'm just gonna list, and then we'll just like smash it.
Okay, so basically, so explain what smash is.
Red, smash. I approve. This is a great strategy.
We're using it. I'm using it.
Black, pass. I'm not using this strategy.
And we're just gonna go. Just no. Yeah.
Okay.
No. Okay.
Foursquare. Place signs on the four sides of the room. Strongly agree, disagree, strongly disagree.
Smash.
Well, I haven't even.
You said lightning round. I'm already.
It's like smash. I love this strategy. It's a great strategy.
It's great. Yeah.
Fishbone. In this strategy, students will select a topic and expand on it with ideas and examples. Students can use this graphic organizer when preparing a presentation or summarizing knowledge. Pass.
Oh.
I mean,
I like
fine.
it. Yeah.
I prefer Freire model way more.
Me too.
And like. This is okay. I don't want to like get into.
Yeah. This is lightning round.
Grab bag. Students reach into a bag and without looking at the item, identify the tangible. This can be useful in elementary school in teaching students how to identify objects. Smash.
Yeah, I guess smash. I'll smash.
I think this might be hard. I think it's more useful for elementary, right? Let's say, hey, we're studying dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Reach into the bag. This is a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Good job. So I think it's like
I'm still smashing it. Yeah, I think it's useful. It's applicable in many. The only reason why I was hesitant because I've never used it before, so I think I would be like, oh no, nervous. But I think it would work really well.
Math high or low. We did this in Melissa's class.
Yeah.
A student holds up a number to their head.
Yeah.
Let's say it's 25 or something. It's a number between 1 to 50. It could be a formula. It can be anything. And then the class has to do an exercise to try to let you know, hey, so is it higher or lower?
It's like a brain break.
It's a brain break.
Okay, I'm doing pass. I love this one, but I just think there's so many other more fun ones, and I think it doesn't really help with learning that much.
I'm gonna smash.
Okay.
I think this you can make this really hard for the class.
Okay.
It can be like solve for x, like 14 equals 2 bracket x plus 3.
Right.
I don't think that's a good. Whatever.
You make it hard.
I think.
You lost me at X, Y, Z, but whatever. Okay, next one.
Hot potato. Students are provided with a tangible that represents a subject-specific term. Students will then play hot potato with the object. Whoever ends up holding the object must identify it. Pass.
What? I love it. Yeah.
You know what? I think it's too long. Reward's not great. You know, like
Okay,
we're passing around a coffee cup. Cup. Oh, okay, it's a coffee cup. But I think you can't do it as fast.
Right. I like the fun aspect of
it. With the grab bag, I think it's much more fast. It's
okay,
like,
right.
Tyrannosaurus
Okay,
Rex.
so fun aspect, smash. Educational, check it.
Yeah. KWL chart. This is what the students know, what they want to know, what they've learned. It's a worksheet. Smash.
Definitely smash. I think I have to.
Just
kidding. I'm kidding. Just kidding, Lynn. No, I actually love this.
We're gonna smash this worksheet.
No, I love the KW.
Yeah, it's so easy. It's so fun. Nonverbal debate. Using a large piece of paper, groups will write their response to a question or statement on the paper. Groups will then be asked to rotate the paper and write their response to other group members. Smash.
Yeah, smash. I have no explanation behind that. But it's good.
I like it. It's a debate, but the students aren't yelling at each other. They have time.
Yeah.
And I think it's especially useful for kids who are quiet.
Keeps things more professional. I'm smashing.
Raft. Instructors should use this strategy when commencing writing or reading assignments. Students will identify role, audience, format, topic. This strategy is useful for exploring different writing styles, delivery methods, and content appropriateness. Pass.
Yeah, I'm passing too. There's other ways to do that.
Yeah. Think, pair, share. Students are tasked with pairing up with another student and to discuss a question with their partner. The teachers will then ask pairs to volunteer and present the answer their partner gave. I might pass on this one.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's not a strong,
I like the community kind of involvement.
Yeah, I think it's only really useful for kids who might be quiet.
Okay,
You can present the other person's opinion.
Right.
But I'd rather have the kid tell me what their opinion is to me.
Right. Okay, yeah, fair.
All right, word sort.
Wow, he actually changed my mind. I'm passing on that.
Yeah, pass. Word sort. Students are provided with a dozen terms. Students will then organize those terms based on pre-existing groups or student-made groups. I think I didn't explain it well enough.
I think you did. I'm passing. I remember doing this in high school, man, or some.
Okay, I'll pass as well.
It was hard.
Okay. All right, your turn.
Okay.
Lightning round. Let's go.
Okay, lightning round. Here we go. So mine, it's not music, but it's still arts because I'm just an artsy-fartsy. So ceremony. So it's a ritual or stylistic practice to depict features of historical, social, or traditions of culture. So learning through movement, costumes, artifacts. Yeah. Smash that one. So
I love bringing culture, bringing especially home stuff.
Yeah.
I think I love having kids bringing what they do at home to the classroom.
Yeah.
Like having a Korean kid bring. Is kimchi Korean?
Yes.
I hope it is. Otherwise, I'm going to sound really racist.
Yes.
Next.
So choreography. So this is in dance. So planning and arranging movement for dance or drama. So teacher teaches students the traditional movement of dance culture. I'm going to pass on this one.
Yeah.
I don't think it's essential to learn about dance culture.
But I also remember in gym we had this, we always had a choreography dance component, and now it's just the most boring.
Right.
It's
I just feel, okay, so another thing why I'm passing on this one is because I've always found a larger body of students don't want to do that part of it. And I feel so what it says here is it's help with planning, and planning can be done through many if you're talking about arts for forms of dance, can be done in other ways. So anyway, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not a dancer. Anyway, so forum theater.
Form and theory?
Forum theater.
Form theater. Okay.
Theater. So a summative improvisational strategy of drama. So students perform an unsolved form on stage. Audience says, change it up or do something. Or what about this? Yeah, it's connected to improv.
Yeah, improv.
So yeah, it's basically improv theater. It's basically what we're talking about. Knowledge, tactics, experience of drama. You have to use all of it. And
Smash.
I'm smashing.
I love improv.
I also love improv.
It's so much fun.
Enough said. Next.
You get some kids are so fucking creative, and you can see that creativity.
Kids love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so mask making. That's basically just making masks and associating to visual arts and using it to, they can do personas, they can do characters. It's good for, helps students also learn about religious cultural traditions through masks. I'm going to smash. You're going to pass. Okay, why?
I've never liked masks.
So, okay, fair.
I don't know. I think I don't like it, but I can see why students will like it.
So, mask off. You know that song?
Oh, yeah.
They should be off. You know, we should be transparent and stuff like this. But
You said mask off. I can't help thinking about face off.
face off.
I want to take his face off. Next.
Okay. So anyway, there's sketching to learn. So this is another form of note taking. So you can sketch your ideas and through like graphic form of note taking. Basically, you can process new complex ideas.
Smash.
Yeah, smash.
Right
it.
off the bat,
I don't-
smash.
Yeah, I don't have any exceptions.
I love, like, obviously this doesn't really work too. I love
Doesn't
giving
work all
kids
the time.
flexibility. If the kid wants to write down, like going back to the Frere model,
Yeah.
if the kid wants to write down instead of drawing like a description of this thing,
Yeah.
cool. But the kids who love drawing, they can put so much detail in, and
Right,
like a picture says 1,000 words.
I like it. Tableau.
There's a lot of shuffling over there.
Are you guys doing your
We're
drunk?
trying to
Are
you know
guys
what?
doing
AJ,
your-
get in
are
here.
you guys doing
Get
your
in here.
drunk?
You know what?
Yeah, basically.
We're doing smash or pass,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
Smash, black
All
is
right.
pass.
Okay.
Sit.
Okay.
Okay, so
I'm
another
just
it's
on my way up,
a
but I
teaching
gotta-
strategy. Okay, it's called tableau. So it's for dramatic arts, and students have to like depict characters and be frozen,
Oh yeah,
and
I
they
did
talk
that.
about
Yeah,
it.
I did that.
Yeah, are you smashing as in using it, or you're passing on it? Would you use it? Is it great? Or would you be like, fuck that, it's not
God,
really.
now I need to remember like when I did that.
I'm gonna smash. I think it's great.
Mhm.
People love it,
Tableau.
right?
I thought it was pretty good.
We smashing?
Smashing.
Smash. So
Smash it up. Just
Yeah.
red. Yeah, that's it.
All right, next
All
one.
right, that's our guest.
Keep going.
Okay, so we got storyboard. All right, so that is drawing frames of explaining stories, used a lot in to explain what's going to happen in writing. So it could help students understand storylines quickly. They can express ideas in different ways in the same way they do with a sketch.
I gotta be honest, I'm feeling a pass on this one. There are some students, such as myself, that are incredibly not artistically inclined.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it does force.
And that could just make them feel frustrated.
Right,
Because
where-
I know that's how it would make me feel.
I'm gonna pass on this one too because there are a lot of students that just want to write the story. It's like, why do I have to do this whole thing? Da da da. It is a process of legitimate theater movie making, but it doesn't need to be processed to learn that stuff.
So wait, I'm like a guest on your podcast? Like,
Yeah.
this is being recorded right now? Oh,
Yeah.
no, cool, hi.
Yeah, sorry, I should have told you.
Yeah, we're live. Okay, so we got role playing, which
I'm
is
also in teaching, but not quite this far yet.
Okay,
I'm gonna
fair.
do next year.
nice. Am I going through all of them? Yeah, we're got a few more.
Are we
Why
through
not?
the list?
Almost. I got a few more. So role playing is in dramatic arts is used to explore thoughts and feelings of different characters or person. Role playing may be used to examine the viewpoints of others and communicate understanding.
All right, role play, smash or pass.
Pass.
Is this like specifically just for a theater class, or? Is
Yeah, this is connected to dramatic arts. Yeah.
Okay, role playing.
I think you can connect it to other classes.
Oh, good point, August.
Like-
you can connect to other classes you could use.
Especially
Okay, so
history.
we're talking about cross-curricular
Yeah, I think
curricular stuff.
maybe
where
for
you just-
science.
Yes, history. Anything.
Right. So smash or pass.
I definitely think.
First thing, just put
Smash,
up the
smash.
I
Just
think
put up
I
the power.
okay. I think Smash. I think there are times when you wouldn't want to use it, but like especially in history, there'd be a lot of times where like it would be a really entertaining way to like get
To
your
learn
points
stuff.
across.
Yeah.
Next.
Okay, I like that. Okay, reader's theater. That is simply how to dramatize narration. So your students have to take on roles.
Is this like a table read?
And yes.
Okay, it's a table
Oh, I
read.
remember
Yeah.
doing this for Shakespeare. I gotta say, Smash. That made it
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah,
more
it's so
Okay.
fun.
It made it a lot more.
Story time. We were reading. I think it's called A Doll's House.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my god, I hated that.
Yeah, it's like this divorced couple. They're going through divorce.
All right.
I was paired with my ex-girlfriend. We were playing the divorced couple.
Oh, nice.
It got
Heated.
fucking heated.
I almost want to pass. I also want to pass just because of that. Sorry. Just kidding.
Like it all turned out well. She's now my current girlfriend.
Ooh.
We dated in high school,
Ooh.
and then we split, and then we go. Okay, it's enough. Enough of my life.
This is important for the podcast.
So my last one is puppetry. I'm not going to explain it. Just simply. I'm just kidding.
It's like the use of puppets.
Yeah,
Alright,
everyone
no.
comes to
Just
explore, respond,
smash or
information.
pass puppets. Go.
Puppets. Pass.
Okay, you know what?
Because I feel like
I'm gonna smash.
Okay, why?
All right.
Sorry.
Sorry.
All right. Thanks, AJ.
Thanks for the. Yes.
Wow, what a wonderful guest. Give a
Yeah.
round of applause, everybody. Woo!
Thank you. Be sure to tip your waitress.
Puppets, smash. I love puppets. I think it's another thing to keep the kids engaged. Maybe not useful for high school, but definitely elementary.
I think it allows. I'm gonna actually smash too. I changed my mind because it allows students to explore these topics comfortably without it being like, well, it wasn't me presenting it; it was the puppet.
Yeah, but also I love doing little voices like, "Hey, everybody."
Yeah. So my
Albert
stepmom in college did a puppet thing. So don't get it twisted. So she did this thing. She didn't want to present in front of the right.
Yeah.
So then she just hit her head and she's like, okay, so in history, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Anyway.
All right, is that it?
Yeah, I think so. Thanks for listening to Edumacation.
Bye, Lynn.
Edumacation.
Give us an A+. We deserve
Plus.
it.
Bye.